Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Slayer Talk. My name is Mark. With me as always is my wife Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It is May 18th, 1999. We're closing in on your birthday.
Yes, we are. Don't remind me.
We're also closing in on the end of this season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I'm pissed off that we even have to wait. I want to know how it's going to end, and I'm irritated.
Well, you know what I heard? I heard that the second part of this is not supposed to air till July.
What the fuck?
But in Canada, it's airing next week.
We're going to get it.
So I think we're going to take a little trip to Canada. Everybody.
Exactly. Going over the bridge, people.
We have some Canadian friends. The Ambassador Bridge. We're going to go over that instead of the Windsor Tunnel.
It's really not that hard for us to get to Canada.
Absolutely not. It's very easy for us to get to Canada, and a lot of younger people like to go to Canada to drink because the drinking age is 19, to go to strip bars where they keep their bottoms on.
Strip bars?
Well, strip clubs,
There you go.
Where they keep their bottoms on so you can drink inside there because you can't have alcohol and vagina in the same place.
Seems kind of weird.
It's the rules. Them's the rules, everyone.
I feel like, I don't know, the sight of lady parts is gonna...
If you've got alcohol in your system, it's just gonna
drive you to
rage
or
something. I don't know.
Anyway.
And they will also go there to gamble.
Yeah.
Because we have casinos opening up this year in Detroit.
But you gotta be 21.
But you have to be 21. You only have to be 19 to go to Casino Windsor.
So kids.
Which has been for kids. If you want to drink, gamble, and
go
see
to a strip
boobs.
club. Ontario is the place to be.
Exactly. We should work for their travel board.
Windsor, specifically.
Windsor, the place to be. Yeah, Windsor is a city in Ontario, Canada.
That's the one that you go into when you go across the bridge.
That's correct, yes. It's also...
That's where there's a casino.
It's also just south of Detroit. Or just north of Detroit.
I was going to say, that's weird.
It's just north of Detroit. No, it is south of Detroit.
What are you doing?
Yes.
What is happening?
No, it's south. It's south. Detroit, okay, so
The
Detroit...
compass is spinning madly.
Detroit is one of the only places where you can go south and get to Canada. You go south through to Windsor. Windsor's slightly south of Detroit. It's one of those little factoids.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's because of the dip in the, I'm pointing at my hands here.
Sorry.
Yeah, when I dip, you dip, we dip, or whatever, right?
Sure.
Anyway. Let's talk about fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This episode, entitled Graduation Part 1, could be titled Wheel Spinning the TV Show. I think. Because there are 3 pretty consequential things that happen in this episode.
Yeah.
But the majority of the episode, to me, feels like, we're just wasting time
waiting for graduation.
Till the big thing that's going to happen, the big ascension thing that's going to happen in the next episode. I feel like 90% of this script were the words graduation and ascension.
Yeah, it was kind of annoying.
Because that's every scene was just somebody talking about, isn't it great we're going to graduate? Aren't you excited we're going to graduate? I'm pensive that we're going to graduate because I feel like we're going to die because of graduate. And the ascension. Oh my God, the mayor wants to ascend. What's the ascension? Let's talk about the ascension. What demons are part of the ascension?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we do learn a little bit more about what the ascension entails.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Anya,
I'm so impressed you remembered her name.
The demon, the wish demon lady.
Former wish demon.
Vengeance demon, that was it, yeah. She grants wishes for the ladies.
Hey, ladies in the place, I'm calling out to you. There never was a wish, true or blue.
But yeah, so she is hitting on Xander in class.
She's got a little crush on Zanny.
Yeah.
On that Zanny misfit.
And he doesn't seem to realize it. I think maybe at the very end he started to get it.
I don't know anything about Joss Whedon other than his father used to write for television shows back in the 50s. And he created this show and also wrote some of Toy Story.
Okay.
Mostly the Sid stuff.
Sure.
But Do you think that Xander is like his point of view character? Like that's his stand-in? You know, a lot of authors have like an author stand-in character. They put themselves in the show or the movie or the book or whatever.
Maybe. I mean, he is the most normal character, probably.
He's the one human male.
Right.
That's just a human male.
Well, no. Giles is just a human male.
Yeah, but Giles has like a special job.
Yeah.
And Giles was like a badass in the 50s or whatever.
That is
Giles
true.
is Joss Whedon's dad.
I think Xander's a bit of a badass, honestly. I mean, I don't feel like they give him enough credit.
Yeah.
Well, because he's like
You got
toe to toe with vampires.
You got a
like,
little crush on Xander?
no,
You a little Anya going on?
no, that's not what I'm saying.
Wow, that sounds like a lie.
I mean, he's not bad looking, but
On the swim team, yeah. They took his shirt off and everything. He's like, so that's why I think he might be Joss Whedon's point of view character, because like he's funny, like he's quippy, and
sure.
Joss Whedon has a lot of quippy lines. He's quippy and shit and everything. It's like, oh, he's the geeky kid and stuff. But then he takes his shirt off and you're like, ooh, the geeky kid's kind of hot, though. Look at those abs. He's like sub 12% body fat.
So my question then is Joss Whedon hot, or does he just want to be?
I think I don't know. I don't know what he looks like. That's what I'm saying. I don't know anything about him. I don't know if he's a dork. I don't know what he looks like.
But the ladies of Sunnydale seem to think Xander's pretty hot.
Some of them.
He got all of them.
He got Charisma Carpenter.
Yeah, he got Willow, and now he's got Anya. Like any main storyline women seem
Except for Buffy.
Yeah, except Buffy seem to want him. Buffy's the one he can't have.
Why does Buffy not want him?
She's obsessed with Angel, who's like undead.
A better looking guy.
He's an older, more mature, and more built dude.
David Boreanaz.
Yeah. I don't. Honestly, between the two of them, though, I think I would choose whoever plays Xander, like, as far as, like, the way they look.
Nicholas Brendan.
Yeah. Because, like,
Interesting.
I don't know, Angel's got the real soft features, and that's not as attractive to me, and he's, like, built more, which is also less attractive to me.
Interesting.
Like, I like the smaller, but not as soft-looking guys.
Wow. So the complete opposite of me.
You're not a soft-looking guy.
You don't think I have soft features?
No. I think you have, like, awesome facial hair and dimples and beautiful eyes. And yeah.
Okay. I'm more built.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. I think you're hot. I'm comparing and contrasting them, not you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cool. Anyway, Anya thinks he's hot. Anya's all about the Xander. And
She did like Brandon too, so.
who?
Brandon.
Who the fuck is Brandon?
90210.
Oh,
She was Brandon's
Oh my God.
boyfriend. Before she was on this show, she was on 90210.
There's another show I'm watching that has a character named Brandon, and I got really confused.
Oh, wow.
I was like, wait a minute. Well, because there's no Brandon in this show, so my brain's scrambling to come up with the Brandon you're talking about.
Brandon and the mayor.
It did not offer up the correct Brandon.
Okay. Sounds good.
Well, Brandon's not even on 90210 anymore, so he's like fading.
From your memory.
Yeah.
Carol doesn't have object permanence.
But yeah, so she tries to ask him out for the weekend. I have a question about this too. Mm-hmm. Is she not also graduating?
Yeah, she is.
So she's asking him out for the weekend. He's like, we have graduation this weekend. So, like, isn't she supposed to be busy with that too?
I don't think she cares.
I guess that's true.
I think that's the whole point, is she doesn't really care about graduation.
Does she have parents? Like, I really want to understand what's going on with this character.
I don't know. Did she possess a person? Did she just take a form of a person? Like, is that her body or whatever?
Well, that's what she looked like when she was being the vengeance demon.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what else is, remember Inca Mummy Girl? Mm-hmm. She liked Xander too.
Right? That's
Every
what I'm saying.
monster likes Xander.
They all, and that science teacher that was like actually a praying mantis.
Yeah, but she just wanted to fucking eat him.
Well, she wanted to mate with him.
Yeah.
And eat him.
But she also wanted to mate with other guys, too.
Yeah, but I'm
She had a
just
whole
saying.
cage for wolf
I'm
guys.
just saying they all want Xander. So Anya tells us that because he mentions the Ascension, and
He's like, I got to stop the Ascension or whatever. We're worried about the Ascension.
and she looks like deer in headlights, afraid, and then she goes with him to go tell Buffy what she knows because she's lived through an Ascension
Right.
800 years ago,
Yeah.
and apparently, demons, for real demons, are nothing like the demons that we've seen so far in the show. Because she says they're like the watered down version. I don't know.
It seems like a cheat.
Yeah.
Because she's like, they're tainted. Mm-hmm. Whether they're vampires or like whatever kind of like demon hybrids, they're not 100% demon.
Yeah.
But the Ascension, you become 100% demon in its form. And they're huge.
So apparently the mayor is going to become a giant monster.
Nice.
She said that the demon decimated this whole town or whatever at the time. And so that's obviously the mayor's plan as well.
Yeah.
Our cat is rolling around with his little paws in the air. It's very cute.
He's trying to ascend to demon form.
Right.
Cuteness demon. But anyway, so
Did you get distracted by the cuteness demon?
So she tells him, like, hey, there's nothing you can do. Mm-hmm. Like, out of 800 people in this town or whatever, 3 got out.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, we just need to fucking get the fuck out of here. And so that's her plan. Her plan is to run.
Yeah.
And she wants Xander to come with her.
But he won't.
She says at one point, she's like, hey, I got a car. It's all loaded up. Come with me. We can take turns driving. Anytime I think of something bad happened to you, it makes me, like, nauseated. I hate it.
Which is so sweet. He doesn't seem as charmed as he should be by that.
No, like, she clearly really likes him. And I don't know what is happening with this character. Is she... I don't really get this storyline. Are they setting up, like... Obviously, I assume they're going to survive the Ascension.
I mean, I think there's another season to come.
Yeah.
So
Are we thinking, like, he survives and then they, like, have a relationship? Or are we thinking, like, she's just gone from the show? She's fleeing, because she says she's fleeing. She doesn't want to be there for the graduation.
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, though, Faith goes and murders a professor. This is weird.
She's like a fucking serial killer now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she knocks on the door and she's like, hey, the mayor sent me. I'm Faith. Oh, come on in. Like, as though he was expecting her, but he obviously was not.
Well, he was kind of, because he says, I never thought, like, a politician would be interested in my research or whatever. So obviously he had a conversation with the mayor where the mayor's like, oh, I'm really interested in your research. I must send somebody to talk to you.
Yeah. So she just cold-blooded is like, so I'm going to kill you. And he's like, but why? And she's like, didn't think to ask. And kills him.
She stabs him to death.
Like, what the fuck? So she's just, mayor says kill, she says, okay.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't get this. The guy, we later find out the guy is a volcanologist. And he discovered this giant carcass in the ruins of a now dormant volcano, but once active volcano. And he theorized maybe it was a new kind of, like a new dinosaur.
Yeah.
Insofar as it hasn't been identified yet, right? Heretofore unknown dinosaur. That was the word I was looking for.
There you go.
And they kill him because, like, he's too close to the truth, I guess. Of, like, there's a demon. Like, that's a demon, obviously. Because the Scooby Gang, they theorized that was a demon. But killing him, kind of like Buffy says, or I guess Wesley says, killing this guy in trying to hide his evidence, I guess, has only highlighted that there's something to find.
Right.
They never would have thought to look for this guy.
No. Yeah.
And like, he really had no idea what he'd discovered. Because the whole point is, like, I guess these things can die.
Sure. So, yeah, like, he's invulnerable now.
Mm-hmm.
But once he turns into the demon, he could be killed.
But they're going to have to let him ascend.
Yeah. And then fight him as a gigantic demon.
Right. And he's talking about eating everyone.
Yeah.
Because apparently that's what happens. He feeds on them.
Yeah, like, at one point he shows up to randomly threaten them. Like, I don't even understand why he's wasting his time. But he goes to the library and is like, oh, hey, nice Slayer you raised there, Giles. I'm going to eat her. Mm-hmm. And then Giles stabs him with a sword because he's mad. Like, that doesn't do anything, dude.
No. And he's like, hey, Mr. Giles. It's so weird to have someone call him Mr. Giles.
Yeah.
Even though that is technically his name.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh.
What was that? Bless you.
Thank you.
Ooh, ooh.
Well, I didn't want that to just be dead air.
Good filler there, dear.
Well, when you see me going to sneeze, you should fill.
Okay.
But he says, yeah, Mr. Giles, you're supposed to be an example for the kids of how to behave.
You shouldn't be so, what was it, violent?
But you're turning into a demon and you're going to eat everyone.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
He's such a weirdo. And he's eating, speaking of eating, he's eating a box of, like, monsters or whatever.
A box of those monster spiders from the last episode.
I mean, that's what it certainly looked like hanging out of his mouth.
That's what it was. He said that.
Ugh.
The box of Gravok or whatever. He's told Faith, I have to eat several of these.
It's so
to prepare
gross.
myself for the ascension or whatever.
How do you even eat those? I don't want to know. I'm glad they didn't show us.
Yeah. He also dresses Faith in like a flowery
pink
fucking
dress.
Pink dress. Yeah, it was weird.
It does not look good on her either. He's like, "Oh, you're a vision," and like, no, that's the style she has is good.
Yeah, the style that she has is better for her.
Yeah. But yeah, he's like, "Oh, all the few boys that survive will be lining up for you."
Right. Yeah. Thanks.
I wonder if he's even going to remember not to eat her.
Right.
When he's like eating everybody, I bet you he's going to kill her. That's what I suspect.
I bet you he won't.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh, no, because, yeah. You're right. Because the other part of the episode.
Carol doesn't have object permanence.
So, Faith shoots Angel on the street with an arrow. Like, from the top of a building, like a fucking sniper.
Right.
Like, how'd she even know he was going to be there? How'd she get up on the building in time?
I don't know.
The whole thing, it's just ridiculous.
Where were they? Because they were coming out of that professor's office. Were they luring him there? Was that like part of it?
I don't.
Did they think that because that's not explained at all. Did she think like, oh, he's going to be there or whatever? Or was she just following them? I don't know what the fuck was going on. But yeah, she shoots him and she's got a little like fucking vampire next to her or whatever. And he's like, you missed the heart. And she was like, yeah, on purpose. And, like, how does this guy not know the plan?
Yeah. Why are you up there with her?
He's just hanging out for no reason. But then anyway, and so Angel's there with everyone in the library, and he's like, yeah, this I kind of feel woozy or whatever. And then he falls over, and he's been poisoned. Mm-mm. It's a poison arrow.
And apparently this special kind of poison, well, first of all, the Watcher dude, whatever the fuck, Wesley. Buffy is like, hey, can you ask the Watchers Council, what will fight this poisoner? I think he even suggests that he'll contact them because they'll know. So he tries, and they won't tell him because they're not in the business of saving vampires. What is wrong with these people?
No, I don't know. It's bureaucracy.
He's one of the good guys. They know that. Stupid.
He's helped out many times.
Yeah.
Giles is like, what the fuck? And Wesley's like, yeah, they're not going to make any exceptions. I fought or whatever. And she was like, you know what? I'm done.
Well, because he says something then about they have orders or whatever. And she's like, I'm not taking orders from them. Mm-hmm. Or you. Yeah. Yeah, she quits.
She's like, after the ascension or whatever, I don't care. I'm done. I'm not being your Slayer anymore, so you're going to have to wait till the next Slayer because I ain't fucking doing your bidding anymore.
And they find out on their own that the cure for this poison is the Slayer's blood, that the vampire has to drain a Slayer to survive. There's been like 2 vampires to survive, and that's how they did it.
And so Buffy's like, fine, I'm going to go fucking get Faith. And Willow's like, you'd have to kill her or whatever. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to fucking kill her.
And Faith doesn't seem alarmed.
No, it's one of those things where it's like they have their little quippy back and forth. She finds out where Faith is staying. She goes there, and she's like, "Hey, what's up, Buffy?" And what's up, B?
She's like, "Oh, did he die?"
And she's like, "No, there's a cure." And she's like, "Oh, that's disappointing." And she's like, "Yeah, the cure's all your blood." And she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, you know you're not gonna take me alive." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill you." And she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, like, let's go then, I guess."
Yep. So they fight, and it's ridiculous. Buffy actually does manage to stab Faith in the stomach or side or whatever.
Which apparently is fatal.
Apparently she got her correctly so that Faith's like, oh, you did it. You killed me, even though she's not dead yet. So she knows she's going to die.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like a Shakespeare character. You know, you've killed me, and they're still talking.
And it lasts so long because she's like, but it's not going to help your guy. They're on the top of a building. Mm-hmm. She sees a truck coming, and she has enough presence of mind and time to deliver this whole speech, walk over to the edge. You know, it's like, it's almost comic timing, where it's like the truck's like, and it's her. That's like, it's miles away at one point.
Right.
And she's like, oh, yeah, fuck you. You're not going to help your man or whatever. And then she throws herself off the building onto the truck expertly, dies there. Buffy goes over to look, and she's just like, she just stares at the truck.
Like, Buffy looks like she's like in a dissociative state. Like, she looks like she's traumatized.
Seriously.
She's checked out. She's like, oh my God, I killed Faith. I can't deal with this. But you know what? Fucking suck it up and deal with it, because yeah, her body is traveling away. Like, jump off the building. You'll survive. Go get her.
Yeah, you could.
What are you doing?
You could easily go get her.
But she just watches her body going away. And that's how the episode ends. To be continued. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Right.
So stupid. Like, I have never been, like, violently angry at Buffy before, but I am right now.
Yeah, it's weird. The whole thing's weird.
Very annoying.
And, yeah, I don't know. So, obviously, the mayor is worried that they're going to find a way to stop him. Mm-hmm. Which implies he can be stopped.
Right.
Like, even without the knowledge of this dead carcass, like, the fact that he's worried at all means there's something for him to be worried about.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it's obvious, like, since there's another season coming, they're going to find a way to kill him or stop him or whatever.
Right, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like they're being super clever about how. Mm-mm. Like, I don't know, it's weird. And I don't love the mayor character anyway.
Yeah, he's weird.
I get what the guys do. I get how it's written. And I think the guy who's playing him is good. Like a good actor. And I think he knows exactly what Joss Whedon wants. And I think he's giving us exactly what Joss Whedon wants. I just don't know that I love it. Mm-hmm. Like, he has this old-fashioned golly gee attitude because he's been around for a couple hundred years. So, like, he has a more old-fashioned mentality. That makes sense. He's, like, they're contrasting that with the menacing aspect of his character. But, like, his little jokes and stuff like that don't work for me. Like, you know, I don't know. There's something about him that's, like, it's not super threatening, and comes off more cheesy and, like, goofball-y, and it's, like, I don't know. I just don't like. I feel like the principal is more intimidating sometimes. Is
he going to be like, "Gosh, darn, jolly, you know, whatever
right.
kids when
you got me
when he's a giant demon"?
I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids,
right? Now, okay, so we talked about Anya and Xander, and we talked about Faith and Buffy.
Yes.
Is there anything else to talk about?
No, I mean the big 3 things that happened are. Angel might die,
right?
But probably not. Although who knows? I don't know. He might be out of the show. I have no idea. Buffy quitting the council,
okay,
and Buffy killing Faith.
Okay,
those are the 3 main things that happen. Every other scene in this is Willow being like, I'm so excited to graduate, or Xander being like, I'm going to die. I have a premonition that I'm not going to live.
Right.
And it's like, that's basically all of it. And then there's Seth Green in the background being like, I have wolf powers. Or whatever he's like,
Right. And like, Faith purposely poisoned Angel. Totally could have killed him, though.
Yeah.
And like, she did that obviously to fuck with Buffy.
Well, that was her orders from the mayor.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's an effective strategy. I think that's the most effective strategy they've had thus far.
Mm-hmm.
Is not because killing Angel would in some ways clear her mind more.
Yeah.
Because she was already kind of distracted because they, like, before he gets shot, they're arguing about, like, isn't this hard for you?
The relationship,
that you're going to leave and stuff like that and everything and shit. And he's like, of course it is, but I'm not being a brat about it like you are or whatever.
Which is stupid.
She's like, oh my gosh, that's how you think of me.
Never call a teenage girl a brat.
And then he gets shot.
Yeah.
But, so she's already kind of distracted by him, but once he's on death's door, she's very distracted. And not focusing on what's going on with the mayor.
So she needs to go get Faith's, body and take it to him before her blood turns to poison or whatever happens when bodies die.
I don't know.
Like, at least in Interview with Vampires, that was a thing. Like, they couldn't drink the blood of the dead.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is like here.
So I feel like it would have been better to get her to him and then kill her and then immediately, freshly from the tap, get the blood. So.
I feel like, though, Interview with a Vampire sucking your blood is more akin to sex than it is in this. Don't you? Don't you think that those are more clearly sexual in nature?
I mean, they can be. They're not always.
So I feel like maybe that's like a necrophilia thing. Like, I don't know that that's a universal thing in vampire lore, that they can't drink from the dead.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, each universe has its own rules, but I'm just wondering in this one if they can. So
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, that is the episode for the week. Carol, tell people where they can drink dead blood.
Nowhere, but you can write us at latefee1994@AOL.com. Mm-hmm. Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com and share the tapes with your friends.
Everybody, see you next time. Bye.
Bye.